Hello, I'm going to present the deliverable for the Milestone 2 for our building blocks for DAO Management Catalyst project. The structure of the icon project is fairly simple. We have the code for the different validators separated into different files. There's a icon file for the DAO minting policy. There's an icon file for the proposal minting policy and spending validator, and one for the vote minting policy and validator, and then a separate file with test cases. The create DAO transaction is tested in the DAO minting policy. And as you can see, it follows the structure as we had intended in our Milestone 1 deliverable, with the user providing the inputs and the minting policy ensuring that the output is correct. And the unique DAO identifier is minted into this output. Once the DAO is created, a user can create a vote UTXO, which will provide them with a vote key or vote NFT. The vote UTXO will have the reference NFT according to the CIP 68 standard. These are minted according to the vote minting policy, and it uses the DAO as a reference input. And as you can see in the test case here, or the test transaction, it is following the same structure, so no surprises here. The user provides the input, we provide the reference input, and the outputs are a vote UTXO, which is used later on in creating proposals and voting, and the user output with their key that they use for the voting and creating of proposals. So once this vote UTXO is created, the user can create a proposal, assuming they have staked enough governance tokens according to the configuration of the DAO. So here the user provides an input which must include the vote NFT, and then they will create a proposal. Milestone 2 does not have the actions in scope yet, so it's just the proposal for now. And the user, of course, wants to keep their vote NFT in their wallet, so it stays in the outputs. And in the reference inputs, we have both the DAO and the user's vote UTXO to prove that they have staked enough governance tokens linked to this vote NFT. And as you can see here, the transaction is again exactly like we intended. So once the user has the vote UTXO or their vote NFT, and there is a proposal that is active, they can cast a vote on it. So in this transaction, the proposal is updated with the new vote counts. The user's vote UTXO is updated with vote receipts, which keep track of which proposals the user has voted on, and to prevent them from voting twice on the same proposal. And of course, the user wants to keep their vote NFT. So the proposal minting policy is used for minting these vote receipts. As you can see, it's largely the same as we have intended here. It's important that the validity range is defined in the test case, because of course you can only vote on a proposal when it's actually active. Here we have added the DAO UTXO as a reference input to verify what the asset name is and the minting policy of the governance token, so that the proposal minting policy can verify that the user has the correct amount of governance tokens in their vote UTXO. So once a proposal, or once the time has passed for a proposal to end, it can be evaluated. Anyone could execute this transaction as long as the output in the proposal is correct. So what will correct mean? It can either mean that the proposal has failed because not enough people have voted on it. It can fail because not enough people have voted in favor of the proposal, or it can pass if enough people have voted in favor of it. These amounts of what is enough votes and what is enough votes in favor is defined in the DAO UTXO, so that is needed in the reference input. And again, you can see it matches what we have intended. Here, the validity range is also important to verify that the time has passed for the proposal to end. When a user has voted on some proposals that have since then finished, they will want to clean their vote UTXO from these vote receipts, because otherwise it would block them from taking out their governance tokens. So here we are burning the vote receipts, so we need the proposal minting policy again. And we need a reference input to prove that the proposal has ended. And here we have a vote UTXO in the output without the vote receipts. And the user, of course, gets their vote NFT back. If a user does not want to participate in the DAO anymore and take their governance tokens out, they can empty their vote UTXO. Here it's important that there are no vote receipts left in the vote UTXO. This is to prevent users from taking governance tokens out while a proposal they have voted on is still running, which could allow them to vote twice if they recreate a new vote UTXO. So here we are burning both the reference NFT and the vote NFT, and the user gets their governance tokens. So here in the test case, we actually do not provide the user output, because for the minting policy, the only important aspect is that these are burned and that there are no vote receipts in this UTXO. Whatever happens in the outputs, the minting policy does not care. So for these, we have written some icon test cases that are testing both the minting policies and the spending validators for each of these different transactions. For some, there's just the one test case. For creating a DAO, it's just the minting policy that is relevant. But for example, for casting the vote, there's proposal minting policy, proposal spending validator, and vote spending validator. And they are all passing. All of the code can be found on our GitHub repo. And of course, you can run the test cases yourself. Thank you for listening and watching. And hopefully it was clear what we have delivered for Milestone 2.